Hi travelers, Tara here. I'm coming to you today with another experimental. Today is August 22nd, 2016. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. If something resonates with you and you might be interested in getting a personal reading with me, you can click on the little white eye or the more information up in the right hand corner of the video, and that will take you directly over to my website. I also put the link to my website in the description box below the video. It is also in the about section of the channel, and it's within the channel art. I want to thank and welcome all of my new subscribers. If you don't follow my website, it's actually a blog website. It's a WordPress site. You don't have to have a WordPress account in order to follow. You can simply sign up by email and you'll get notifications. I'm posting articles, things of that nature. That's also where those people who subscribe will get the notice first if I'm running specials, anything like that. So yes, welcome to all the new subscribers and the new viewers. Thank you, my diehards that are sticking with me. I do hope that you've been getting something out of these experimentals that I've been doing. I do have the comments turned off. Mercury is in retrograde and I just can't do it. So it's going to be off until around October 7th when Mercury comes out of its direct shadow phase. And let me see. For those of you who are waiting to hear back from me on the Akashic Records, I've gotten caught up. So I'm going to be starting those this week. And those of you, I think there's a couple of you out there that I still have to get to the phone readings. We're going to be getting to those. I think I've already done the scheduling. So just kind of keep an eye on your inboxes, those of you, and you'll be hearing from me very soon. So what I have for you today is I'm bringing up, I just kind of laid the cards with the question of, show me something. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be coming up on the second to the last eclipse for 2016. That'll be occurring September 1st. And as we know, eclipses hide things, they conceal things. And so, I may be able to touch on some things for some of you out there, and then again, I may not. But nevertheless, there's always something, events, things happen, maybe changes come about, or you feel as though you got it, you need to make a change. But we don't know really, the eclipse obscures things. So that means we can make a change, but we really don't know how it's going to play out on the other side. And that can play out anywhere from 3 months to 3 years. It just depends. I know that's a crappy thing, but that's the way it works. I do have an article over on the website about the eclipses. It's called the Eclipse Survival Guide, I believe. So if you haven't been there and read it yet, please go over and take a look at it because it'll help you out a lot. What I have for you right now is I have the Marseille Tarot, and I will not be using the book with the interpretations today because when I laid the spread with the question to the cards, show me something, this is what came up. And so I'm going to read to you exactly what I saw when I opened the cards. And the cards are the Four of Coins, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Swords, then I have the Two of Wands, I have the Five of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Seven of Coins, and then the Page of Swords. Now, I have 3 Wands cards, I have 2 Coins cards, 2 Swords cards, and 2 Court cards. And the overall energy of the spread is this Ace of Cups. And right off the bat, what's in the center is our focus card, which is this Five of Wands. And this card, 5s speak to struggles. This is about struggles. Because there is a predominance, or we'll say that there are more Wands cards than anything else, I feel that for a lot of you, this has to do with your activity and your work. That for many of you, it's a bunch of outside influences. It could just be like you feel as though you really don't have enough time to devote to what it is you're trying to do in terms of your work or your activity. Maybe these are projects, things of that nature. Now, I do have 2 sevens, and 7s speak to internal conflicts. Okay, 5s speak to external conflicts. So 5s also speak to changes. So yes, indeed, there are changes that are coming about. And it could be that you've got so many other things on your plate, you really don't have time to focus on what you need to focus on. And this is the two sevens are representing you trying to, I don't know, rectify some things within yourself. What can I keep? What do I need to drop? What do I need to focus more time on? What can I put to the side and come back and look at again a little bit later? But then I have two fours. I have the four of coins. Actually, yeah, the four of coins and the four of swords. And the four of coins is all about having stable foundations. And in a way, this is a great leading card to open the spread with, because whatever this situation is, it is something that is stable. And for some of you, this could literally be about changes going on around your home life, trying to incorporate your professional life with your home life, and also with your personal one-on-one relationships. But nevertheless, this is something very, very stable. Maybe for some of you, you've been wanting to move. This is what the five is all about. And, you know, it's like maybe just the timing is not right. So you're kind of struggling with that issue. And then the seven of wands comes in to say this has been a real struggle. But then the three of swords comes in to tell you that there's a victory in this. So for some of you, whatever you've been struggling with, and I do get the sense that it is around the home environment, it's like it's come, or you figured out a way through it. It may not be the solution to end all of the problems, but nevertheless, it is a sense where you've gotten some things perhaps under control. For some of you, this may not be occurring. Some of you, this may have already started. For some of you, this will be coming up. In which case, what this tells me, if this is coming up for you, with the three of swords and the two of wands, and the two of wands is about choices and options. What do I do? Do I go back? Do I go forward? Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I go left? Do I go right? And it could be that there's just a lot of chaos surrounding the environment. And I don't mean chaos like it's something that's really negative, but just a lot of discord and energy going on around this decision that you've got to make. You know, it could be that your kids are just going back to school, you know, the work is ramped up or the work is dropped off, and then your family's, you know, friends are calling you. It could be, you know, any one of those things. But then the Queen of Swords comes in, and she comes in to back up this Three of Swords. And this Three of Swords, as I say, it's the victory card. So with the Queen of Swords, just the energy of the Queen, this is telling me that you will be able to come to, quote unquote, the truth of whatever it is you need to make your decision. However, let me be clear that there are still some restrictions surrounding some of this. I have the four, the two, the four of coins, the two of wands, and the four of swords. And so in a sense, it's like for some of you, you do have a decision to make, but with the two fours, the fours are saying, yes, it's a stable foundation, but it could also be that you're being overly cautious about something, or you are afraid, that you have fear about making a decision or making a choice or actually putting in the effort to bring about this change that is obviously trying to come about. Now, with the seven, again, for some of you, this could literally be a financial issue, but this the seven of coins, to me, it speaks to, look, it's kind of mirroring the four of coins. And so you've got these two elements here. What do I do? You know, I have two choices. I have two options. But know that either of these options, there's actually some value in it for you. And it may feel as though you might, I've been getting the sense for the past couple of days, it's the message that I've been getting is you're going to have to travel to the past, okay, in order to move forward to the future. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like, take for instance with the retrogrades that we're going on, and we know that no matter what's in retrograde, retrogrades always have to do with revising, reworking, redoing. This is like a stop-start energy. So the reason why you may be feeling restrictions is because really the timing is not right. Maybe some of you are instinctively or intuitively picking up on that. But then again, you know, it could be the right time. And so I think that might be what the conflict is. You know, you're kind of like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. I think some of you will be receiving some kind of news coming in. And this really has, it's about the desire to move forward, but still hesitating for some reason. Um, but what the cards are saying to me here with this Ace of Cups. Now, I don't know if for some of you this has to do with a legal issue, because sometimes the Queen, I do have all swords here. Three of Swords, Queen of Swords, Page of Swords. This could literally be a judgment has come in, or some kind of legal news that you've been waiting on. This is, she's sort of sitting like the judge. She's holding this Ace of Swords, the Ace of Truth, and that news is going to be coming in. And whatever this thing is, whatever you're struggling with, whatever the fear is, whatever the hesitation is, I think you're going to be able to move through that. And I think that could be why we have the fear and the hesitation. It's like, what if I make the wrong decision? What if I make the wrong choice? But nevertheless, it is an opportunity, whatever this choice is or this thing that you're struggling with, this is an opportunity for new love. It is an opportunity for fresh emotional starts. This is an opportunity to kind of take control over your emotional world and those things that make you feel good. It's about probably regaining confidence in the way that you feel and the fact that you made a choice that you can live with. It really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, because ultimately it's your life. You only get one chance to live it. And even though you may have some naysayers, you know, in the background saying, oh my God, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You know, ultimately you have to make the decision that's best for you. And it could be perhaps with all of the retrograde planets that you don't quite see your way through this. But know that I feel what the cards are saying is that you will be able to navigate this, because this, like I said, is also about opening intuition. So it could be that some of you are literally, in a sense, it's like you've been grappling your way through the dark, but eventually with this Three of Swords here, if this is not literal news coming in, then the messages will be coming to you and you'll be able to make the right decision for yourself. Now, we do know that sometimes when we make choices or we make decisions, we have to close the door on one way of life or one way of being or one way of interacting in order to reap the rewards of what's coming up for us. And so that could also be another thing that you're grappling with. Well, you know, what if, what if, well, yeah, what if? And so we don't know. And sometimes it's about stepping out on faith. Now, that's that message I'm going to give to you. I'm going to reset my thing here, and I'm going to pull out the Rider-Waite, the Radiant White deck. I'm going to give you another quick reading here. I think that was a really good message. I know I have a lot of new things coming up on my plate, and that means I'm going to have to forego some of my own personal things in order to do what I'm trying to achieve with my business. So, you know, sacrifices sometimes have to be made. It doesn't mean, again, that Four of Swords kind of speaks to that Saturn energy. And like I say, Saturn is never a no. It's really about building up, rethinking and reworking. It could even be something as simple as changing the way that you think. You know, you're going to have to start thinking outside of the box in order to work through whatever that spread was talking about for you. So my news to be list did come in the mail. I haven't opened them yet. I've got to sleep with them for a week, even though I have to bond with that deck. Even though it's the same deck, it's a different deck. So I'll be breaking those out here sometime later in the week. And let's see. I'm going to ask the same question of these cards. Show me something. Show me something. Get cut on these. Show me something. All right. 9 cards down. I'm not even going to do anything else. Here we go. 3 of Coins. 9 of Wands. Again, it's kind of telling the same story. We had the 3, we had the 4 of Coins, and we had the 7 of Wands. The Justice card, 3 of Swords, was sitting there. Remember I said this could be a legal issue for some of you. Page of Cups, the Fool card, and the 9 of Swords. Well, that fear that I'm talking about, the fear. 8 of Coins, Six of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Well, and look, another Page of Swords. Well, now right in the center we have the Fool card, and he touches on every single card in the deck. Now, I have these two nines again that have shown up. And I think 3 nines when I was reading on the other one the other day. We had 3 nines, and that was extreme isolation. Basically, I think what the cards are trying to say is that this is really a decision you're going to have to make on your own, and that you're not going to be receiving any outside help and or advice, that this is something that you're really going to have to solve on your own. And that is always a scary thought. That doesn't mean that you can't go and get, advice from people. And if it's a really complicated decision, then I would suggest that, yes, you do go to an expert if you need to. Sometimes that's what that Queen of Swords can represent, going to someone who has a counselor or some type of professional who can give you a clear, true perspective. They don't have anything, they don't got no dog in the fight, you know what I mean? So, it could also speak to that. Let me see here what the 2 nines are telling me. And I have 2 nines here. And I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana. I don't remember if I had any major arcana in the last spread. If I did, well, y'all can't tell me because I've turned the comments off. But, people contact me. You remember that reading? And I'm like, once I close the cards, I don't know what I said. So that's really the way it works for me. Hold on. I don't remember, from 1 second to the next. Once I close the spread down, to me, it's a done deal. And so the Fool comes in here to say that there is a change coming. There is something new up on the horizon. And of course, whenever there's change is very difficult. Change can be very, very scary. Okay, but it's like, to me, the cards are saying that really, if you're not willing to make the change, then you're either going to lose that opportunity. And really, sometimes, second chances and opportunities are like hen's teeth, very rare. So I think this is speaking to just having the courage to take the risk, to take that leap of faith. For some of you, it looks as though you are trying to build something or start something new. I have this 3 here. This could literally be perhaps you trying to start your own business. Perhaps you have gotten a promotion or a raise. You've been put in over, as the boss or administrator over either someone else's finances or projects, things of that nature. And you may have, there's probably some outside resistance. Maybe you've applied, you've done this before, you're back. It seems like you're back in the situation where you were before. But this card says at this time, you weathered that storm, and this time you kind of put all of that stuff behind you. You're still on guard. You're looking for somebody to come in or that other shoe to drop. You're ready to, to drop kick that other shoe someplace else, or drop kick that other person, or drop kick that problem. And with the Justice card, again, it's sort of like saying this is a true thing. It's like the time has come now. This is a karma card, and the time has come now for you to step up and do what is being asked of you, or do what is required, or do that which you should be doing. There's going to be some kind of balance of the karma here and balancing of the scales. So this could literally be like, maybe somebody's been thwarting you in the past or what have you. You've been trying to do something and you've had this person that's just been really making it very difficult for you. Well, know that the time now has come for that to change. And then here with the Page. Now, the Page of Cups, I think some of you perhaps have gotten something, some offer, some news that has come in that has quite surprised you. That's what that fish in that cup always says. It's kind of, who the hell's going to expect a fish to pop out of a cup? So this is some kind of news or some kind of offer coming in. And I think it has surprised a lot of you. And then, like maybe you have gone on and you've accepted it. you know, because some of this energy has already played out for some of you. And for others of you, this will be coming up. And for those of you that you've already accepted, you're like, damn, this is going to be more work than I thought it was. But there you are. Nevertheless, you've taken up the challenge and you're working hard on it. And this is a good thing. This is the Apprentice card. This is about mastery. And for me, the juxtaposition of the Justice card with the Eight of Pentacles, the Apprentice, and it says now is that kind of time. It is a brand new cycle. Okay, and it's a very high cycle with the Fool in. Now, for those of you who this has not played out, perhaps you've been waiting or you've been trying to, again, make a decision. You've been waiting on some news, or you're hesitating about, this is what this is speaking about. This is the nightmares, and this is the doubts and the subconscious coming up. If this is a legal issue for some of you, I do have Justice, the Nine of Swords, and the Hangman. The decision has not been decided yet, and your fears are playing into, oh, what if I don't win it? What if the judgment doesn't come out my way? What, you know, because Justice says that regardless of the decision, whether it is in your favor or not in your favor, that's the way it's supposed to be. So in a sense, that's what the Hangman is coming in to ask you, to view this from a different perspective. Because really, if you don't get the judgment that you were expecting, there's a reason why. And it could be really a way to just cut you loose to go ahead and do whatever it is you need to do. In other words, don't cry over spilt milk, and don't be so focused on the past that you can't see perhaps a blessing in disguise when it comes. And that's kind of also what the cards are saying. Because as you can see here, once you get a handle on your thoughts and your fears, okay, being worried and staying up at night, you know, we go to this Eight of Pentacles. In other words, it's kind of like saying focus on something else. Continue to focus on something else, and that way it's going to help you in more ways than you can imagine, because it's not just this guy's literally making money, but this is also about someone who's extremely focused on whatever their goal is that they're trying to attain. So stay focused on that, and if you can do that, there's a victory here. Now, you may not see any stinking rewards for all the stuff that you've been going through, okay? And this is what the Hangman says. The Hangman says that, and some of you may have already gotten a victory and you don't even see that. You don't see it as a victory because you may still be stuck in this space. Okay? As you can see, we go from a time of some internal struggles to really this harmony, this 6 here. Let me look at the 2 nines and see what the 2 nines are trying to tell me. I said I was going to do that, and I don't want to forget. And then I'm going to pull a couple of Sibilas on this because, again, there's news coming. There's some kind of news coming. It's just delayed right now. If you're waiting on a job or hearing a promotion or some type of financial issue, there's a delay on it right now. If you're waiting on a legal issue, there's a delay on it right now. The only thing you can do is do what you do. You have no control over what may or may not happen, what will come or what, and you certainly don't have any control over when it comes. Just try to focus on those things that you can control, or at least give you the idea that you have control. I used to have my massage therapist instructor used to say, give up the illusion that you are in control. Neptune and the Hangman. You know, a lot of confusion. 2 nines, listen, suggest a house move or a change of address. Now, remember that other spread that I just did? And I was saying that this could be literally, some of you have been wanting to move house. You may have to move due to familial issues. Maybe you have an elderly parent that's ill and now needs you to take care. Maybe they need to move in with you. Maybe you just decided it's time for you to move. You want to do that. For some of you, it may still be a financial struggle, or you've got the money and you're like, well, I need a new car or I need a house. You know, you're trying to make the decision, weigh up what it is you should be doing. It could also be that some of you may have to move because, you know, your job is requiring that. And maybe this is a struggle for you. Maybe it's a very, very chaotic time. But that's what it says in the mundane sense. And as we can see, we have a lot of mundane cards here. Okay, and there's 2 pages. And this is definitely some news. Again, they're both facing, their backs are to the, well, his back's to the future. His front is to the future, but he's looking back to the past. And then this Knight of, this Page of Cups, his back is to the future, but he's looking. And again, the message is sort of like, you're going to have to look to the past to move to the future. I don't know why that message keeps resonating, but that's the one that keeps coming up for me. Now, if this has to do with a new relationship. I cannot ignore the fact that I have this Page of Cups and this Fool here. And, you know, Neptune can be coming in clouding things. So here the 2 9s say, hold on. One of you needs to spend some time alone. That's what you need to do. But having to do that is making you, putting you here. So that's why the cards are telling you to focus on something else. Try to focus on something else, because if you can control your thoughts, it will control your emotions. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a few Sibila cards so I can get a look at what this this could literally be you thinking about joining forces, blending families together, or moving in with a lover, or moving closer to be by a lover, or this could be the start of a new relationship after, you know, all the rest of the crap that happens in life. You know, and Justice with the Hanged Man. In other words, the timing is right for you. This is a pause moment. This is a stop and pause moment. And we do have Libra will be coming up. Jupiter will be moving into Libra September 9th. Here we have Uranus. Uranus is ruled, it rules Aquarius. We just had the near miss eclipse in Aquarius. Eclipses are game changers. They bring about, they close old situations and open up new opportunities. And again, it's really speaking to that there's a fear of change here. And that, you know, you are right to perhaps stop and view some things. Look at them very, very carefully. But nevertheless, you're going to have to make a change. That's what the cards are telling me. You know, it's like the opportunity is presenting itself. And, you know, it could also be, if I look at this Fool upside down, you know, don't be naive. And what I mean by that is, if this is a new opportunity coming up for you, it may not come around a second time. You know, they're like hen's teeth. New opportunities and new and second chances, you know. But do be, you know, try to view this from a different perspective. If this is a second chance, if it's like a reconciliation or a return to an old situation, go back over why it ended in the first place. Okay, and try to view it from a different perspective. Now, I want to look at what the Three of Coins is trying to tell me. Yeah, see, this is somebody wanting to move, wanting to do something, want to build something, wanting to start something. This is a start, and just feeling constrained in the sense, and they're sitting around there thinking about it. You're not putting in the effort. You know, and you're not going to get any results if you don't put in the effort. It's kind of like you're just kind of hoping that shit's going to go your way. Okay, well, you can hope all you want, but if you don't actually get out there, remember that ace that came at the bottom of the other spread? If you're not out there kind of doing things that are going to put you in the right place at the right time, you can hope all you want. Hope is a good thing, but hope ain't all there is. So let's take a quick look at this Nine of Swords. Now, to me, in one respect, this is speaking to, yes, a relationship, in the sense that perhaps in the past it was something very successful. Maybe this is a reconciliation, or the second time around, okay? With a male lover, or whomever's going to take the role of the male, if this is a same-sex situation. And then we have the desperate jealousy. To me, this speaks again of fear. You're worried about how this reconciliation or this second chance may go. If this is somebody new, okay, there's still that same fear there. Okay. And because it's such a fear, some of you can be acting in a manner that perhaps is haughty or stuck up, or you're being a hard ass. Why? You can view things and still keep your barriers and your guards up without being a hard ass about it. Now, let's look at what the Page of Swords is trying to tell us. Some news coming in. Now, for some of you, if this is speaking to a work-related situation, because it can be all things. Some of you have taken a trip or went on a job interview. Indeed, you're going to be getting the news. You're going to be very happy. This Gran Signore, the Gran Signore is the Lord of all that he surveys. In other words, he's the person in charge. Okay? So yes, you're going to be getting some news about an interview or a job, something related to your finances or your work. For some of you, this card could also be, you know, yeah, you're going to have to move. All right? The news is coming. You got the job. You're going to have to move. All right? But now, if this is a a relationship situation, and if you have met that person, let's say you just met that person for the first time, or okay, know that if you just met the person, say you traveled to meet that person, or that person came to meet you, know that there is some extreme happiness in this on both sides, and that I think both people, whether male or female, are standing in the energy of the Gran Signore. This is sort of like knowing that this relationship really would work, you know, but we do have this of the Hanged Man here and this Eight of Pentacles. Perhaps you're waiting to hear back someone's reaction. If you've sent out a message telling someone how you feel about them, there's a delay on that, and there's a reason for it. So again, try to focus on something else. Now, if this is that's for a new relationship. If this is about a second chance coming, know that you're going to get the news that maybe someone does want to come back into your life, but even still, there's going to be a delay on that. Focus on something else. I'm just curious to see what's at the bottom. Speranza. In other words, like the Fool card, take it on faith. Take it on faith. And this is the Hope card. Here we have the Faithfulness card, okay? And keep, as I said, yeah, hope is great, but at the same time, know that there is something else that you should be working on in order to clear the decks for all of this new stuff that's coming in. All right, I hope that helped you. For some reason, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, Mrs. Doubtfire has been on my mind. You know, I don't know if you remember the scene where the guy comes from the child welfare office, and he's all dressed up. He's there to see him as the dad, and he's all dressed up, you know, as Mrs. Doubtfire, and he's got to stick his face in the pie. He pops out of the refrigerator, hello, like that. That has been, I've been hearing that hello for the past 2 or 3 days. So I don't know if I said this already. So maybe somebody's looking for childcare. And maybe someone is going to be visited by someone from overseas. As you know, Miss Doubtfire was supposed to be from somewhere overseas. We don't know where. But it can also be about finding yourself through a different persona, so to speak. I don't know if that makes any difference. Like some of you are literally going to be changing not only the way that you look physically, but also it's like you're going to be shedding some old skin and becoming this new person, and you're going to be able to integrate the old with the new. I don't know if I'm making any sense, because that's what I'm hearing. And in which case, then the sky is the limit. So don't box yourself in with fears. Okay? All right, that's it. Until then, namaste.